Alright, so now you've got all 6 of your boxes drawn in. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to draw 6 more boxes, but in order to do that we need to have them go behind, so they're going to overlap. So we're going to start out the same way we did before. We are going to just come in and draw some lines. So we're going to draw that vertical line there, draw a vertical line here, and we'll have some be on the inside, we'll have some be on the outside, just so that way we can get a variety of things here. We'll draw this one on the inside, we'll come over here, put one on the outside, and then we'll put one on the inside here. Now this is where a little bit of planning comes into mind. It makes things a little bit easier sometimes. So I know with this one here in the middle that's overlapping the horizon line, I'm going to line this up with the vanishing point, no different than what I did before, and do the same thing, line this up, no different than what I did before. Now the only difference is that it stops right there because we're drawing solid objects. So if we're drawing a solid object, we can't see that box go behind the other one. So we're going to stop right there where that other one is, because these are going to overlap, so we're not going to see everything. Right? And the same thing goes for the one that is right here. The left hand side is completely normal, just like everything else that we've done before. Draw that line up and drop a line down there. And we come over here to the other side. Now with this one, because it's a little bit taller, we're going to see a little bit more of it. So we're going to decide that it's going to stop right there. So we have this, we have to drop a vertical line right there. Because with perspective, especially with 2-point perspective, the lines go to one of 3 places. They're either straight up and down, just like this one here. It goes to a vanishing point on the right hand side of the page, or it goes to a vanishing point on the left hand side of the page. That's it. Okay? For anything that is a vertical or a horizontal line, that's all it's going to be. So for this project, if it does not line up with a vanishing point and it is not straight up and down, it is incorrect. Okay? So this is the same as what we did for this one right here. And we're going to take this, and we're going to line up, we're going to go back behind it like that, and we are going to go back behind it like this. Now this is where things get a little bit interesting, because we can see this line, so that's going to come all the way here, but we don't see any of this, the back side of this edge of the box right here, so we don't know where this ends up. So we're going to just assume that if this line were to come down, that this is where our box would end right here. So we're going to call that our corner. So we're going to take this, we're going to line it up and say that's where our corner is, draw that line in there like that. Okay. Now with perspective, there's a lot of erasing involved, so hopefully you've got a good eraser. Now when you do this, you want to make sure that you've got that box going behind it, and we don't want to start and draw it in front, because if we draw it in front, you're going to have to do a lot of erasing. Okay. Now same thing as just what we did up there, we're going to do one down here. So we're going to draw this in towards the vanishing point over here. We're going to draw this over towards the vanishing point here, and there is one side of our wall, just like that. And then we're going to go to the corner. We're going to go up to the vanishing point. We're going to go from the corner. We're going to go up to the vanishing point, and we're going to make this one end right here. Okay. And then we're going to take this, it's going to go back over to our vanishing point on the right hand side. We're going to go to our vanishing point over here like this. And so there we go. Now one of the things that I will say is that when you are drawing a box, you want to be very cautious that, so say for this one right here, if I wanted this to be really narrow, so we're going to say it's going to be right there. Really short box, which is fine to have a box that's really narrow, because sometimes you'll get a package like that that has a really small shape to it, and this side can be nice and deep like this. Okay, actually we're going to do this, and this will show what I'm trying to get here twofold. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to come here and it's going to overlap like that. Now we're going to take, this is going to be the edge of our box. Now, is that incorrect? No, it's not incorrect because that's where it is. But when we go to look at it, it just looks really awkward because of how that is with the box that is just below it. We're going to do the same thing here with this one. Is that incorrect? No, again, but it just looks really, really strange. So simple fix to that is just to make this line just a fuzz longer, and then bring the ruler back in, and we're going to drop this down right there so that has a little bit more overlap, and we'll do the same thing over here. We'll just make that just a little bit taller, line that back up. It didn't change our overall shape really. It's still very long, very narrow, but it just made it look a little less awkward. And for the main project that we're doing, that can go a little long way. Just having that little bit of awkwardness make things look a lot different. Okay, so that is how you add a box in behind another box in two-point perspective. Draw your lines straight up and down, draw your lines to the vanishing point, and that's it. Remember, your lines cannot go to any other place other than a vanishing point for this particular project that we're doing right here, right now. So hopefully you've got a sharp pencil and you've got a big eraser, because you are going to use every little bit of that eraser that you've got. Alright, so that is that. One more line. I've got all 12 boxes for a project. This is what you're going to take a picture of and turn this in to your module for your grade. Thank you.